Whoa, 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 it's magic. You know.
Never believe it's not so. It's magic. You know.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody back to the Built Different podcast. This is High and Inside, episode 27. And listen, we're gonna try to explain what's going on here. We don't even know. There's a lot of madness going on in the baseball world.
It's crazy.
But I'm here. I got Wolfie with me. I got Alex with me, and of course, I'm your host, Thomas Saxby. And we're gonna be going through some recent headlines. We're gonna talk about the Rangers knocking off the Astros finally, the Diamondbacks pulling off the big upset. We're gonna preview the World Series, and let's just dig right in. Wolfie, how you doing, man?
Oh, I mean, as you can see, me and Alex are probably doing fantastic. No, I am so happy.
Yo, imagine you guys are just Dbacks fans fully now.
No, we actually are probably sitting next to each other like we're so happy right now. Like, no, seriously, like, I have the video. I said it like 4 months ago. I am so happy the Diamondbacks made it. They had such a solid team this year. I mean, granted, I'm shocked they beat the teams they beat, but they beat them. Like, they are in the World Series. They deserve it. They have such a good future. Their fans are so wholesome. Like, it's, dude, just like look on social media. Like, the whole world's pulling for the Diamondbacks right now. And, like, I am so happy to see it.
Dude, there's not a mean Diamondbacks fan out there. There can't be. There's no way.
No,
ever met
bro.
A mean Diamondbacks fan?
No. I mean, I barely met a Diamondbacks fan.
Exactly.
No shot.
No, but what's up, Alex?
Nah, dude, I love that the Diamondbacks they're just so young. They're going to be so good for so long, and I love that they're showing up and showing out. The league this year has just been so exciting. I mean, it's just got like a certain coolness to it that I really haven't felt in recent times. I mean, you got guys.
That's a good point, bro.
Yeah,
like this season, right?
It's so cool, man. Like, you got guys like Acuna, like Tatis, you got guys like Counsell Martes just balling out in the postseason. Like, I love to see shit like that. Like,
all the fucking
16-game hitting streak in the postseason to start his postseason career. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And not even think about it, not just the rookies, but the teams that we all said. It's crazy. Like, 4 teams that made the postseason were teams that we all said in the beginning of the year. I can see them doing it next year.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks, Orioles,
yeah.
Rangers, Twins, the Marlins made it. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
what are we talking about?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, there were so many teams that advanced so fast this year, and like, dude, even the Reds almost made it. Like, dude, the Cubs. So many teams. Bastards. So many teams.
It was good.
I'll say it.
I was good. Like I said, Rob Manfred is fucking cooking. I don't care what anybody tells me, man.
Yep.
The extra seed to the playoffs, it added so much more because it adds pressure to those teams that won like 100 games and shit. But it also gives like, a lot of motivation to, Diamondbacks, for example, or last year the Phillies. I love it, but what I love the most, right? I'm gonna get this out of the way now, is that the Phillies fucking lost. All right, I was getting nervous. I'll be a Nationals fan for 10 minutes. A lot of people love that, I keep my Nationals bias out of this, but I'm gonna bring it into this for one moment. Just to say, fuck Bryce Harper. Very good talent. He's going to be a legend in this sport. He's going to be a legend in this sport. I love it as a Mets fan. But as a Nationals fan, I'm going to be so happy if Bryce Harper does not win a ring. And I get another year. I get another year of being saved from that talk. Because listen, the Phillies were on a roll, and everyone was saying it. Oh, the Nationals should have never gotten rid of Trey Turner and Bryce Harper. It's like a big ghost, like just hanging over you.
Sure, sir.
Like, I don't know, fuck Scherzer. But, it's just like that big ghost hanging over you. Like, ooh, should have kept Bryce Harper. Should have kept Trey Turner. Ooh. But you know what? They fell on their faces. They did what they normally do, which is burn out in the postseason. Bryce Harper is a very overrated postseason player, and Trey Turner is as well. You heard it here. I watched him for years. So happy. Man. Go Diamondbacks, but go Rangers.
Alex, you go first on that one.
I don't understand the hatred for Bryce Harper. First of all, that dude's awesome. I just don't get it.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I don't hate the guy's gut. Like, there's people that hate Bryce Harper just because of the way he acts, just the way he
which
carries
doesn't even
himself.
make any sense. Like
Shit.
he's matured so much since his like first couple of seasons. So
dude,
I don't get
I'm
it.
a Met fan, and I gotta say, this is the first year I actually was happy to see Bryce Harper win when he beat the Braves. I was like, dude, I'm kind of behind this guy. Like, he kind of like revved it up. He kind of got his city behind him. Now, that being said, it's like, oh, well, he didn't perform in this series. Dude, no one on that team performed this series. Dude, Castellanos, Trey didn't.
Schwarber,
you cannot say, if you were going to the postseason, that you do not want Bryce Harper on your team.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody.
Obviously.
Arizona would want them on their team, and they won.
That's obvious. But like I said, my hate for Bryce Harper isn't any of that.
It's because he fucked you guys and left.
No, he didn't fuck us because we won the World Series the next year. It's just he decided to go to the Phillies of all teams.
No, so it's from foreplay.
Yeah,
he just tried to, he just tried to hang around. He could have went to the White Sox. Could have done anything else.
There was talks about him going to the Cubs. He could have went to the Cubs. He wanted to play with Chris Bryant.
Cubs, man.
Imagine the Cubs.
I'll be honest.
Imagine the Cubs with Chris Bryant.
Yes,
but he went to the fucking Phillies, and for that, I'm very happy every time I see him lose. And it just is what it is. So I'm here for it.
He should have went to the Yankees so bad. I feel like if he went to the Yankees,
no way.
No,
no,
I don't want it. I don't want that.
He's not shaving that beard. Not a chance.
No, but
he would like shit without the beard.
He would have been like, you know what, fortune, right, dude? He'd have 60 home runs.
He'd be like, if you're signing me, get rid of that beard policy. Like shit. All of us would agree. Wait, none of us are going to the Yankees.
No, absolutely not.
No, I'm absolutely not going to the Yankees.
All right, I will say this right now. As Cubs and a Nats fan, you either have to shave your beard and go to the Yankees, or you go to the Mets. Who you going?
Oh, I'm going to the Mets, bro. I've always
liked
the Mets.
Field, baby.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
I definitely forgive the Mets for 2015.
Here comes Sax and Alex on the field. No,
right. Hey, yo, Alex was. I don't know what that was.
I have no idea. I'm very white. Okay.
Jose.
Right. But listen, if you guys like this show so far, make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave some feedback, get on the train because it's not stopping. We have a lot of off-season stuff to discuss. Speaking of, we're going to dig into some recent headlines. The first one that I wanted to talk about, and I know you guys mentioned Miami already, but they were on to some good shit, and now it seems like they're going right back to toxic land and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but Kim Ng.
I think it's Ng, yeah.
Ng?
Yeah, I think so.
Kim Ng, she decided to leave Miami because they were going to hire someone over her. Now, I don't fucking like that. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't know if it's because, I don't want to make that argument that it's because she's a woman. I don't know what it was, but she clearly did her thing, getting Miami to their first postseason over a full season, and I don't know how
20
long.
20 years. Since they won the World Series.
Since they won the World Series, right. And they decided that someone should be hired over her. We sat here and we marveled over the Marlins because of all their trade deadline acquisitions. It got them to the postseason. Granted, they lost, but we kind of expected them to lose because they have to build on what they started this year.
Yeah.
Had some unfortunate injuries to Alcantara, but I don't know. I don't agree with that. You finally got something. Finally, after all these failures of teams that they've put together that have broken our heart, they finally put something together, and I don't know what's going to happen from here.
Not only that, but she hired Skip Schumacher, like somebody who can lead the team. A dog, exactly. Who knows what they could have done? I mean,
you know what it is too. Think about it like this. All right, not only do we praise her for the moves, think about the way the Marlins ran their budget. She wasn't allowed to go out and spend big money. She wasn't allowed to go out and trade big prospects. She literally pieced together a team that went to the playoffs, and we praised at the time, did one of the most at the deadline. Yeah. And she brought in Josh Bell, like David Robertson, multiple other pieces, and she barely didn't give up anything. So she operated in their parameters and got that team to the postseason in a year where people thought they were going to be third or fourth in the division. Yeah. And they got rid of her. Like, honestly, that's disrespectful.
Because she didn't, because she came in 2021, And it's not like she, broke the whole team apart or she just spent a whole bunch of money. Because that's like the normal thing. Like a new general manager comes to Miami, they spend a whole bunch in the offseason or they make a bunch of crazy trades. And then it's just really bad. But with her, she relaxed, kept the prospects, made a very ballsy trade for Arias.
Signed Soler. That was big.
Yeah, so Soler, Josh Bell.
Yep.
I think she was the one that made the trade for Jazz Chisholm. I could be wrong. No, I am wrong because he was there in 2020. Before, my apologies. Yeah. But she's made a lot of good moves, and it is definitely disappointing.
Yeah.
So but hey, they'll be 5th in the NL East again soon. So I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like what are they gonna do? And
Next year.
And the demand for her is probably it's gonna be up there more than likely. I mean,
she's good, man.
There's spots out there for her to go.
I'm surprised she didn't take the Red Sox job, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too.
But no one wanted that. You guys saw that?
Yeah.
Like there was like 5 people that like openly like declined. Like they're like, we're not going for that job at all.
Well, maybe she comes to the Mets.
Oh.
I mean,
she doesn't
have an open spot.
Yeah, but then she'd have what's his face over her. So
David Stearns.
Yeah.
That what's so funny though? I will say one thing, not to get into that conversation now, but I do feel like that the GM he signs is kind of good. I don't want to say a puppet, but it's not going to be like this. Oh my God, we got like Theo Epstein or something. It's like, yo, we got this guy, and I'm going to be running the show.
Yeah.
Because we already heard about the Counsell news this year.
Yeah.
Or today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Wolfie, like that was a fucking call and a half, dude.
Did he interview?
Yeah, they gave him permission to interview, and they weren't going to do it till he was officially off his contract. But they kind of already know, like, it's in the works.
Yeah.
So
that's a great move right there. Counsell's a fantastic manager.
Yeah, and if we go back to a prior episode, Wolfie called that like
he
out of nowhere,
did,
like 2 months with like the season, like it was like a month and a half of the season left, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, we're not gonna re-sign Buck, and we're just gonna get Craig Counsell in there." I was like, "What the fuck? Dude. That's so random, bro. Because why would he leave?" Why?
Yeah, dude, it was the day I was like, look at these random good managers, and this guy's coming here. I know it. And you know what's crazy, too, is that, like, not only, like, did I pick it, but, like, he literally will change that team when you think about it. Like, we're going from Buck to, like, Craig Counsell, and the reason I also say that is because, Sax, you proved my point this year. The Milwaukee Brewers weren't a bad team. They were good, but they also lost to every World Series opponent.
Yeah,
that went on.
It's like terrible luck.
That's so bad.
Yeah, and he had like almost like a 690 regular season record. Like he was usually like a 6-for-3.
He got like
we look at those teams like they really weren't all that.
Yeah, we were sitting here like really talking bad on their lineups the past.
Bro, their offense was
this
so
has been
bad
going on
this
for
year.
2 years that we've had this podcast.
Yeah,
like 2 MLB seasons, and we've said both seasons like, wow, the Brewers lineup is just trash. But he's gotten a lot out of their lineups. Obviously, their pitching explains itself. I like him on the Mets because the Mets, they need something out of their lineup, and I think that's kind of what's like. If the Mets aren't going to spend a crazy amount of money on hitters, which I don't know, I think it'll be iffy on if the Mets do or not. I don't know. Wolf could probably give us more insight on that. I think they're going to be focused a lot on trying to nail Shohei. And a couple other things.
Well, and there's that other Japanese free agent that has ties to Kodai Senga that's potentially will come to the Mets too. Like that'd be huge.
I'm not gonna lie, like as a Met fan, I am really interested to see what we're gonna do this offseason, because the thing is, I don't think we're not because Steve Cohen basically told Scherzer, get out of here because we're not going to contend next year. That's bullshit. Every team can contend. We saw it with the Diamondbacks this year. The thing with the Mets, though, I'm curious the direction. Are we going to just go out and sign, like, a guy here for $40 million, a guy here for $50 million, do like a Bellinger deal, prove it year? or are we actually gonna go after Shohei? Are we gonna go after Yamamoto? Yamamoto is the guy I actually do think we're gonna go after, but like how far? Are we gonna give him 7 years or
He wants
five, like
he wants
Senga?
200, 300 mil.
Dude, I was off on Twitter the other day on one of the top like MLB guys. He was like, "Would you give Kodai 7 years, 240 mil?" And I'm like, dude, like, I love him on my team. I cannot do that.
I can't
because the reason is
I can't give a
Senga
pitcher that
is
much.
5
man.
for 75. 5 for 75 for Senga. You're going 7 for 240
Jesus.
for a guy that's never pitched before in this league? No, I am not doing
There's
that.
two.
It's
There's
such a
been
risk.
too many.
It's way too big of a risk.
Yeah, too many
Yes,
stories.
Yes.
Too many stories that we've had where guys come and they're just not what they're expected to be. I mean, that Athletics pitcher that went to the Orioles,
Fujinami.
Kiyagawa,
Kosuke Fukudome.
Yeah, I was just about to say
Bro.
him. Like we got a lot of
What was that name again?
Kosuke, fuck you, do me.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what I thought I heard.
Daisuke. We got a lot of stories. But yeah, I mean, I think for the Mets, like I think a lot of it depends on if you guys can sign Pete Alonso or not. Because if you extend Pete Alonso and don't trade him, you got him and Lindor. Lindor had a great season. I think Counsell can get a lot out of. You got to revive Jeff McNeil because Jeff McNeil is not as bad as he was this season. I don't think.
Dude, and you know what it is that people are like talking about trading him already. Dude, we have him for like 4 years, like 20.
Bro, he's like you
why
gotta
are we
like
getting rid of him.
You gotta hold on and see what happens because he's a hitter.
He plays everywhere.
He's good, man. He's
they
good.
Got those young guys too. They got those prospects for Scherzer and Verlander.
Still, Brandon Nimmo, he had a healthy year.
We have Acuna's brother, bro.
I'm big on Brandon. I like Brandon Nimmo a lot too.
I love Brandon Nimmo.
Had a healthy year.
He's like one of my top.
Yeah,
that's what we wanted.
Alvarez. Alvarez is here now.
Frankie.
Dude, Alvarez is gonna be nasty next year.
Yeah.
We have to lock up Pete. That is like #1 priority.
Nah,
and I
send
think
him our
like.
way.
I think second is a possibility for the Mets next year because the way I see it, Marlins, it's going to be a very tough offseason because you're not going to have Alcantara next year. So you're going to have to do something to fill that hole. And also the lineup, you gotta do something because you lost Kim and she was the one that was the mastermind behind everything. So now it's going to be weird. The Phillies, Aaron Nola's a free agent. I don't know if he resigns. And on top of that, if he doesn't resign, I don't know what money that they have because they put a lot of money into Trey Turner last offseason when we thought that they didn't have that much money. So I don't know.
I can't believe they did that.
Right.
I'd be shocked if they don't bring him back.
And they're going to have to keep doing what they did last year, getting these veteran relievers like Craig Kimbrell and hoping for the best. And I don't see it, man. So the Mets got a chance. I mean, Nationals, Mets. I think they both got a chance for second. But
we need pitching so bad though because you got to think about it. The only guy that we really have is Senga, a solid 2. I would even almost say a 1 at this point.
He's definitely. I could see him being a 1 next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Quintana. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not 2017 again.
I'm shocked.
Exactly.
Like an 8 ERA
dude,
season.
I didn't even want him here, but
easy.
dude, I didn't want him here, but I thought he was like okay. So let's just say like a 3 or 4.
5.
Who's your other 1 or 2? Your 3, your 4, your 5. There's no one here right now.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. Like I said, Cohen, he wants to spend money, but like if he doesn't, it's gonna be a very weird year for the Mets.
Oh God, it's weird.
Now we got news. I called up Dusty Baker. Me and Dusty Baker had a nice conversation. We were just kicking it, and he said that he's retiring. I told him, hey, can you announce it before the podcast so that we can film the podcast and have accurate details? He said, all right, I'll announce it. 5 minutes later, it was all over the internet that Dusty Baker's retiring. So none of that's true.
Thank you.
None of that's true. But Dusty Baker's retiring, man, and he's been managing for 26 years. Finally
since
got
the
his
early
ring.
90s.
Pour it out for Dusty Baker. This is the pour it out segment. Apparently,
it kind of makes sense.
Makes
sense though.
They said he invented the high five, which is hilarious.
Yeah, what is that real?
No,
what
no,
is that
no.
story? Like,
There's
what
no
was
way.
that?
Not a chance.
It's not real, but it's one of the funniest stories I've ever heard. That he invented the high five. Just they were like, satirical about his age, but
It makes sense though.
I mean, he managed and burned out with the Reds. Came back with the Nationals. Was a good regular season couple of years for the Nationals. Then he, left there. Comes back. Well, we fired his ass, and then he comes back for Houston, wins a ring. He also managed Barry Bonds back in the day too. So a long ass career. He got to see a lot of careers go by. Finally got a ring last year with the Astros. Hats off. What do you guys got for Dusty Baker?
Personally, I'll always have a soft spot for Dusty Baker just because when I was like 6 or 7 years old is when he was managing the Cubs, and that's when I really started to get serious into baseball. So that was kind of like my introduction to baseball. And
I'm a coach for you.
I've always I've always had a soft spot for Dusty. I'm super happy he got a ring. Still kind of blame him a little bit for the Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood just overusing them and blowing
I blame him. I blame him for the national shit too. So don't worry.
Bro, he burned Mark Pryor's arm so bad, and you saw with that. Like Mark Pryor was gonna be so good too, and
bro, he was hitting fucking Jason Worth second. Jason Worth he couldn't even You remember the Cubs series? He couldn't even field.
Yeah.
He was in left field and the ball was going over his fucking head. It was he couldn't make a catch. He couldn't hit the ball, and Dusty Baker was like, "That's my guy, number 2 in the lineup." Trey Turner hitting 071 first, and we're going to put Jason Worth second. It was so bad. But,
oh, man.
To be fair, though, I can kind of see him going out on this note where it's you know what? I did the Astros run. I'm even shocked he even came back for that Astros run.
Wow.
And he did it. He did what he did. It ended a little bit of... He got ejected recently, too, in the last postseason game, so he got a little bit of, shebang on the way out.
But he brought his plants out to the fucking dugout. That was hard.
That's dope.
Yeah, good for him, though. I'll say it. You know what? It's time. He deserves it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm so glad he got a ring before he retired. So he definitely deserves it. He's been such a good manager for his whole career.
And he had so many good teams that just
exactly, yeah.
Like Barry Bonds, he had that Barry Bonds Giants team. The Reds, they just kept running into the Phillies or the Cardinals or just some fucking crazy shit. And then, the Nationals, 2 amazing teams that just fell fucking flat. And then the Astros, I absolutely felt like he was going to win one with the Astros because it was the Astros were trying to prove they could be good without cheating. Dusty Baker just wanted a fucking ring, and he was going to do it at all costs, even if it was to be the manager of the Astros. I fuck with it. Took a lot of criticism.
It was a good fit. Very good fit.
I got a question for both of you guys. I know you aren't the fan, so put yourself in their shoes. You're both Astros fans. Who do you like more in the last 7 years? AJ Hinch or Dusty Baker?
Dusty. As an Astros fan,
that's what I'm saying. I know that's
that's tough because it's I think AJ Hinch.
Is it the tainted World Series that would?
I don't know because from the stories that we hear, it's AJ Hinch wasn't wasn't really the one responsible for all the cheating bullshit. He was actually kind of against it, but it was all of his bench coaches were in on it. The hitters, they were all really in on it, but. Damn, that's tough because he was Houston, man. He was we were considering him one of the best managers in the game. But I think you got to go Dusty because it's he did a lot to make sure that they won that one clean ring.
Exactly.
But AJ Hinch is doing his thing in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Dusty too, just because
that's a tough question.
No matter what you say or what you think, he's always going to be associated with that 2017 scandal and. No matter what you say, he's never going to get around that for that.
Just
for
like
that
Altuve.
Team, so.
Just
exactly,
like Altuve.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not even I don't like Altuve, and or Bregman. The only 2 guys on the team I don't like.
I hope Altuve doesn't pass Manny Ramirez for.
Bro, he's 3 home runs away.
The home run, bro, end it, man. I hope this is it for the Astros. Astros, bro.
Dynasty over. Just
Like
cut him
I'm
off,
hoping,
dude.
man.
There's a good chance. I mean, when you think about it, because first off, they don't spend a ton of money, and second, I mean, Springer they didn't resign, Correa they didn't resign, and when you think about it, Mariners are up and coming.
That team, though,
Rangers
man.
are already
I mean,
there.
Angels are going to be
you
here
still
next
got Jordan,
year.
you still got Kyle Tucker, you still got Jeremy Payne, you still got all these guys that are. You still got Altuve and Bregman locked up. Exactly, yeah. Like that team is loaded.
You know what's crazy? You know what's weird to think about? They actually have Verlander for next year already.
Yeah. And
I think he's
got
going to start. I
Javier
think
still.
Verlander starts to fall apart next year. Like,
He's so old. He's
old, man. He's old. He's like, what, 42 now?
Yeah.
I say that, but I can see him being like, you know what, I'm back in Houston full year. Like, here's another, like, 2.6 a year race.
Yeah, he's going to be 41 next year. when the season starts, he'll be a 41-year-old man.
Jesus Christ, the next Nolan Ryan.
Bro, he's about to go through menopause. No.
Yo! That's crazy. Yo, I could see...
Wait, you can see
menopause.
what?
I can see that. No, I was going to say not menopause. No, but you're right. Actually, watch this. Next Nolan Ryan, he's going to pitch till he's like 43 at Houston.
Or Jamie Moyer, he's going to push it all the way to like fucking 48. That was crazy to witness.
And what, throw 62?
Bro, people were still signing. Yo, Bartolo Colon just got signed to that new Dubai league. I wanted to talk about that.
We weren't going to talk about that. We might need to talk about that. Yo, that's crazy. You guys see the players?
Yo, bro, that looks like a very
nice
league. It's like this international like.
No,
thing.
it's the bad thing though. There's one bad thing though. It's the same thing with PGA. Are you up on what's going on
with the live?
Yeah. So
I like it personally.
I like it, but not in the. I would not like it if it really affected what's the controversy, which they have so much money, Sacks. They give people like triple the contract of MLB contracts. So instead of signing like Ohtani for $500 million, they would literally be like, here's 10 years, $1 billion. So people are worried that MLB players are actually going to sign with them.
Let's do it.
And go over there.
Let's do it.
But,
bro.
Dude.
Let's go. Like, I'm here for it. Let's watch some baseball in Dubai. Like, those stadiums are probably going to be fucking insane,
but like, bro, I want it here, though. Like, I want to see the players at my home stadium. That's like, I don't mind if they come here and they're like a new team.
Bro, I will go to Dubai to watch Manny Ramirez hit a home run off of fucking Jamie Moyer. I'm fucking here for it.
All right.
Yo, what about the world?
So that being said,
the World Baseball Classic interesting, that's for sure.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Hear me out though, because there is something that could be really cool with that league. I'm not saying steal our players, but take like older players that are like mid 40s, late 40s. They're all obviously going to be
Ryan Braun's over there hitting 50 homers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yo, all right, Alex. Seriously, like think about it.
Carlos
if they're all playing at a lower level
on a $1 billion contract.
Bartolo's 50 and he's going to pitch like a 2 back-to-back games, complete game shutouts. Like, you need older players playing at the same level. I'm not saying like an old-timers league where no one's even running. I'm saying like, no, mid-40s where they can't catch up to the 20s, but they can all catch up to each other. I would watch that, bro.
As long as we can watch it on TV, like, I'm in. Count me in.
Yeah, bro, I would love to see Bartolo throw again. Like, that'd be crazy. Robbie Cano going like 30 for 30. Like,
Verlander. 30 wouldn't be too long before Verlander's over there too.
Making $200 million a year, Robinson Cano.
Bro, steroids.
Dude, they're gonna get paid
are fully
some bucks.
legal. They don't even care about steroids.
Oh, bro, that's another part of the controversy. Is that
Manny
like,
Ramirez.
what's in the league? What's in the league rules?
Manny Ramirez is back. Alex Rodriguez
Barry Bonds is back.
Oh, fuck,
well,
dude, Ken Griffey Jr. comes back.
Dude, there was even talk about Sosa McGuire coming back.
Oh,
like,
no.
That's like literally was in like the
for
rumors.
it, man. Let's
Fucking
go.
give it to
these
us,
guys
Dubai.
steroids. And let's
Rogers throwing
go.
for 400 wins.
Let's fucking go. Let's
Let's
fucking
do
do it. All right. Moving on real quick. So Bob Melvin, another real confusing thing we have to talk about. Bob Melvin decides to just get up and leave San Diego, and he's going to San Francisco. Crazy. Same state, just, a few hours away. This is nuts, man. The Padres, what is going on?
It has to be I feel like it has to be an upper management thing. I mean, to leave a team with like that much talent and go to San Francisco of all places, like Nothing against San
Right.
Francisco, but the talent level, the discrepancy is huge. Like, I've read a ton of reports just saying that Preller just doesn't mesh up with a lot of these managers that want to run the team the way they want to run the team. And he just wants like a puppet to run the team the way he wants it. And obviously, like, old veteran head coaches aren't going to take too well to that. Like,
And it's like, how
Melvin's
do
a
you-
respected head coach.
How do you sit here and do that too when you have just so much star talent? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like, you
yeah.
have to have someone in there that's real personable with the players, running shit their way. But at the same time, you know, it's like Melvin couldn't rope these guys in. Like, he could not get them together and rally together no matter what. Like, you know, he's still the guy that's in the seat. Made a lot of, you know, wrong moves when it came to pitching. Couldn't convince Josh Hader to pitch more than the
That's
ninth
bad,
inning.
dude.
And
In
he
the
had
middle
no.
of
We
the
actually
playoff push
talked
too.
about
Like,
this.
they were close to the playoffs too. Like,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Back-to-back years.
So you know who I like though as a candidate? Mike Schultz a candidate.
I was going to
The guy
mention
that
Mike
was, like,
Schilt. Yeah,
losing,
he was
like,
real
fuck-
good with the Cardinals.
Yeah, like his head was like just blowing up. He was just
Exactly.
saying, "Fuck this team, fuck that team." I remember when he beat the Braves that one year. He was talking a lot of shit. But he yells at his players. He's I think he's what this team needs.
Some sort of emotion, like some sort of just yeah.
Cause that like
I tell you one thing though, we actually talked about this. It's crazy. I had to go back and look at this. When the team wasn't doing well and there were some problems in the clubhouse, even actually last year we talked about it. We said, is Bob Melvin the right guy for it? And we all agree he's a good manager.
I thought he
maybe
was
not
great.
The right fit there.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think he's
I'm
still.
not gonna
I think
lie,
he still
like-
is in the right situation, obviously. But I just don't
I
think.
feel
it's
like he's
good
a-
fit.
Well, first off, I'm shocked that he went to a rival.
Yeah.
But second off, you know, I hate to say this as a Met fan, even though I don't want him on my team right now, but I can actually see Carlos Beltran being a good manager there.
I like
Dude,
Carlos
Machado,
Beltran.
Tatis,
Personally.
Beltran.
I mean, he didn't.
Oh,
I know he didn't get a
Beltran
chance with
being
the
a manager of the
Astros or with the
Padres.
Mets.
I thought you said.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the Mets. I was just like, I thought.
No, I said I don't want him on the Mets,
Yeah.
so, but I can see him being San Diego, Machado, Tatis, that whole Slam Diego, like that whole like kind of
I don't know,
vibe, like I actually see it.
At the same time, you know what? And y'all are just gonna laugh at me because this is just the funniest thought I think I've ever had. You know who should manage the San Diego Padres? Alex Rodriguez should manage.
Oh fuck!
Oh my gosh. What?
A-Rod, bring him
Yo,
back.
think
Might as
about
well have
it.
said Chase Headley.
Think about it though, like no one has faced more controversy. Well, maybe Barry Bonds, but no one has faced more controversy in Major League Baseball than Alex Rodriguez has, and he continues to face controversy day by day. Like he wants his jersey hung up in Yankee Stadium still. They need that level of delusion
Oh my
in that
God.
clubhouse, bro. I love A-Rod,
Bro, just
and
bring
I
in
think
the
they need that in the
egos.
like he can
Maybe
help
more
Tatis.
egos.
He can help Tatis. I think he would, let Manny Machado do whatever the fuck he wants. Let Juan Soto do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a very smart baseball mind. I don't think he's ever going to manage. I don't think no team's going to put him in the helm. But who knows? I mean, Barry Bonds was a hitting coach for a couple of years.
I'll say one thing.
Yeah.
I actually, at first when you said that, I kind of laughed. But thinking about it, like, I actually like.
Come
I kind
on,
of agree with you a
A-Rod,
little
manager
bit.
of the Padres.
No, because I see it like the problem I have with that is the only issue is that he's not like. It doesn't seem like he's very active with MLB, other than like being a reporter. He's not very like.
I don't
you
have
never
you-
see him on the field.
I know,
or,
but
like,
have you
with
seen him on
players as
Instagram?
much.
Like he
I
makes
like
a lot
his-
of really
His,
quality
anal-
Instagram videos.
his analysis, like
No,
I love it.
like I said, he's a good. I just don't see him like on the field much.
Bro,
Like,
no one wants him
that
there.
being
That's why.
said- well, that's what I'm saying. But like, other than that, like, I actually like. I'm good with him doing that. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Let's
I
do
actually
it.
kinda
Let's
would
do
even-
it. Let's do it.
As weird as it sounds, and they would never do it, and I'm coming from an outside fan, like, he might even be the right guy for a Yankee manager spot.
Oh,
A-Rod, absolutely.
Yeah,
Why
like,
not?
dude, I know they have some controversy with him, but, like, dude, he would be the spark that, like Aaron Boone is.
Yo, imagine though, A-Rod comes back to revive his career as a fucking manager of some team.
Dude, you know he's gonna yell. You know he's gonna go off on like umps and everything and like be into it.
That's bullshit.
I'm here for it, dude.
No,
dude,
I can see him.
Give it to us. Give it. Oh,
I'm not even joking you. Him in a manager uniform, he would look like he could still play.
Dude, there's nothing worse than a complacent manager. Like teams need managers that show emotion and just get heated.
Yeah, especially the Padres, because it's like you can't just have some guy that like literally we saw it like whatever Stingler? Bob Melvin.
Bro, Jay Stingler.
I like that. Yeah, I love
shit.
that.
Even Bob Melvin. Bob Melvin was not built for San Diego.
And I love him as a manager because he had a lot of success with the Athletics. I think he's perfect for the Giants because they don't have it's a nice team. You know, they let Gabe Kapler do his thing. So
he'd be like a good Royals manager. No, it's so true.
No, we just gotta get rid of that.
No,
team.
you know who he would be a good manager of? Honestly, Arizona. Like a team like that where it's not like super in the spotlight. Like I don't see
who the fuck is the Diamondbacks manager? They just got immediately offended. Oh yeah, Torey Lovullo.
Yeah, Lovullo.
Yeah, he's probably watching. Well, he's not watching this, but he'd probably be watching this. Like, what the fuck?
He is, dude. I'm gonna call him up right now.
Did I not just do the impossible?
Bro, somebody send this clip to him. God.
But moving on, because the Padres, they have a lot to figure out. They're going to be probably a big focal point of our off-season episodes. But Clayton Kershaw, undecided on his future. So
bullshit.
I don't know, man. He only signed a 1-year deal last year. He crumbled this off-season again.
If he doesn't come back
sucks,
to LA,
bro. Sucks.
I mean, yeah.
Say it, Alex, because I completely agree with what you're about to say.
Retirement, I feel like it's not out of the question.
No, it's not even retirement, though, but there's this tease that, I might come back. No, if you come back, you're going to LA.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other team that's
not
signing
LA.
you.
If not LA, he's out of the league. I mean, he's...
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
He's a Dodger at heart, for his career. There's no way he goes anywhere else.
There's so many rumors of, this team can use him in the back.
Texas?
No, it's LA. Oh, shut
fucking DeGrom, Scherzer, and Kershaw? What?
Bro, there's... Dude, that's what I'm saying. He's not going anywhere else, and also shame on him if he does.
Yeah, he is literally the epitome of, a Dodger.
Shame on you.
Shame.
No, it's true. It's like, bro, you're just say Dodgers are gonna give me another $10 million. I'm coming back and pitching fucking 100 innings.
Yeah, and he's still
you're gonna be hurt for half
still
of it anyway.
a 2.46 ERA this past year. Obviously, the playoffs were a different
still
story.
Cannot pitch in the playoffs,
which is crazy. What are we doing here at this point?
You know what? Listen, I got a hot take. I don't think Kershaw's as bad as a postseason pitcher as everyone thinks. I think he's got a certain starts that skew that shit way out.
Lie to me.
Listen. I think there's starts that he gives up 6-7 runs that completely skews his numbers terribly.
But he's done that a lot though.
How do you give up 6 runs and say that skewed my numbers?
I mean, 6 runs in what? 2
I hit a truck, but I didn't kill anybody in it.
I'm still a good driver.
He's had plenty of dominant performances in the playoffs too. I mean,
he's had a couple. Let's not say a few, because he still has he has a postseason ERA of 4.49. And he has so many postseason starts that you have to look at that number and it's just accurate. Don't get me wrong. When they won in 2020. He registered a few good starts. It was like Justin Verlander when the Astros won a couple years ago. Finally registered a couple of good starts. They win Nationals. Max Scherzer finally registers a good couple starts in the postseason. They win. Kershaw, same thing. But
Verlander too.
Clayton Kershaw is one of the main reasons why the Dodgers have only won 1 ring in the last 15 years.
Yeah, that's hard to.
That bullshit season.
That's hard to. Yeah, I mean, it's gotta count. It still counts. It's gotta. I mean,
literally, if he doesn't give up the home runs to the Nationals, the Nationals aren't I have nothing to be excited about. So I'm still sitting here a miserable Nationals fan.
I'll be honest, he does not do well under pressure. It's crazy because I called it before the game even started. It's just something about him. And like I said, that's not to take away the fact he's one of the best pitchers in our last 20 years of baseball history. It's just that when it comes to, postseason, you're just not what you are in the regular.
Yeah, I mean, like
it's no hate.
Looking at it now,
he burns out so bad.
This year he had a 1.62 ERA against this year against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, didn't he give up like 6 runs with only? Didn't he? He didn't even record an out. 1 out. Yeah,
1 out.
That's embarrassing.
Oh my god!
There's
the year
no defending
before,
that. I can't defend that.
He had an all right appearance against the Padres, still losing effort there. World Series, I think he did his thing against the Tampa Bay Rays, 2, solid starts, but he did struggle before that. Go ahead.
Even in the he pitched well against the Astros besides that game 5 too, and he pitched 3 games in that series, and 2 of them were really good starts.
Yeah, he gave up 7 runs in 15 innings, which I think most of them come from that one game.
Yeah, game 5 was...
Yeah. Against the Red Sox, he got destroyed in 2018 against the Red Sox in the World Series. 2017, I mean, like you said, he did all right against Houston, but, he
gave up, other than that game 5, he gave up 1 run in 11 innings in 2 games. Yeah. It was that game 5 that really killed it, but that game was nuts. But
NLCS against the Cubs, he needed to dominate. They couldn't do that in 2016. 2015, against the Mets, he did his thing there. But 2014, he got destroyed by the Cardinals. Got destroyed by the Cardinals in 2013.
Yeah.
So it's just too. It's too
dominated
much,
Atlanta in 2013, but the damn Cardinals.
The Cardinals rocked his ass 2 years in a row,
bro. Yeah,
he's just
that's
not
bad.
there, man. I'm telling you, man. He just does not have the stuff.
Just very inconsistent in the postseason. He'll be
sucks,
completely
man,
dominant or give up like 8 runs.
Because regular season, when he's in his groove, it's great. It's greatness. But
like Wolfie said, he's one of the best pitchers of the past 20 years.
I mean, of all time,
the dude led the league in 4 years in a row in ERA. He won 3 Cy Youngs and an MVP.
You can argue top 3 pitcher in the last 15 years.
I can say top 10 all time. He has an argument to be top 10 all time. But so the Rangers, the Texas Rangers, knock off the Houston Astros in a very, very good 7-game series.
Woo.
Alex has been saying Rangers winning the whole thing,
for
months.
Or
at least making the World Series for months.
Yep.
So Alex, why don't you open us up? Talk about the Rangers. Good shit there.
I'm so happy, man. I worry about the pitching a little bit. It was definitely shaky, but that team is so exciting. Adolis Garcia whipped out his fucking schlong and smacked Dusty Baker right in the face into retirement.
Wow.
Pause. All
right, Alex.
I mean, Adolis Garcia had one of the best postseason series of all time. Dude had five home runs, 15 RBIs in the ALCS. That's insane.
He's jung like a horse. It's crazy.
5 straight games with a homer, or 4 straight games with a home run. That's insane,
dude.
That whole team's offense is crazy.
We called it too with Seager going off in the series before. Adolis, Jung like a horse. Whatever the hell they call it.
Like a
Montgomery is crazy. That whole team is coming together.
I said
honest.
I said Montgomery
Houston
would have an all-time postseason.
Dude,
yes, I think we all said it. I don't even know why the Yankees ever even traded him.
Sorry.
And that being said, too, Houston was the one that I thought would stop them. It came mad close. I cannot believe both teams lost every home game.
That's insane. Second time in history, and it happened to the Astros both times. Go
Dude,
next.
I don't even understand how this is possible. What the fuck?
I mean, like I said,
they deserved it.
We were talking about it. There's nothing the postseason atmospheres are pretty insane now across the board. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was like this back in the day. I wasn't alive. I can't tell you, but I know from being alive till now, baseball has been a not dying sport, but hasn't been the most popular sport. So seeing it return to what it has this year, we're seeing crazy atmospheres. Philly was nuts. Houston was nuts. Texas is crazy. Even Arizona their fans fucking showed out.
Oh hell yeah.
Atlanta, a game in Atlanta was crazy with all the fucking shit they do with their lights and the fans going crazy and shit. I could see why, because when you're up to the plate as the home team's batter, like the fans are going absolutely apeshit bananas, and you're just sitting there like, fuck, man, like heart fucking thumping, and you're just like, mad adrenaline. And then like when you're the opposing batter, you're coming up to dead silence. So it's just, it's fun. I fucking love the dynamics, but for the road teams to win every single game, absolutely nuts, because none of us expected the Rangers to win those last 2 games. We thought it was maybe possible, but wow, especially like Max Scherzer.
The Diamondbacks.
It's literally same thing in the NLCS. Yeah, it's both away teams won the away games. It's crazy.
Is this going to be it for the Astros? That's my question for you guys.
I don't think so. I know the Mariners are on their come up and Texas is here to stay, but that Astros roster it's not going anywhere. As long as they get a competent manager to manage them, I mean, they'll be fine. They'll be competing. What it is?
At first, I thought there's no way they're not going to compete. It's not that I don't think they're going to compete. It's that I don't think it's going to be as easy as a ride. Because now the Rangers can clearly take first place, like, no question. The Mariners, if they spend money, could rival Houston.
Yeah.
But I'm more thinking about Yankees are clearly going to change philosophy this year. Boston's going to get better. Tampa's going to be weird.
But Baltimore's here to stay.
Yeah,
Baltimore's here to stay.
Detroit's coming.
Toronto's going to obviously...
Detroit.
Even Detroit. I'll even say Detroit.
Relax.
No, seriously, you know what's weird? I'll say
Detroit's
Detroit.
going to be the team next year that makes the final wild card.
Bro,
so
let's
I
go
see it
Javi
like
Baez.
this. I know they won the division. They had so many injuries this year, though, Texas Rangers, that, like, it makes sense why they lost the division. But, like, other teams getting better, I know there's 3 wild card spots, but if it's a tight race like it was in the NL and AL this year, like, bro, Houston could knock off. Because they're not, like I said before in the beginning of the episode, they're not known for spending a lot of money. So if they don't, like, bring in, like, a lot of new guys, bro, their biggest trade acquisition or whatever off-season one was Jose Abreu. Like, think about that. Like, they didn't resign Springer. They didn't resign Correa. Like, they're not, like, a top dog if they don't bring up more guys.
To be fair,
I'm not saying they can't.
To be fair, at the time, it looked like Pena in that World Series was, like, gonna be taking the air for Correa, and he just kind of had a down year.
I think it was everybody thought, like, got a little bit too much hype on the World Series.
Definitely. Yeah.
In my opinion. But my point being is, like, they didn't even resign Verlander. And he won the Cy Young for them.
Yeah.
So, like, there is some, like, question marks I do have with them. I'm not saying they're going to be, like, bad. I just don't think it's going to be as easy as a ride as it's been.
Oh, definitely. It won't be as easy, but I don't think that they're not just going to, like, roll over and die. They're going to be competing.
No.
They're going to be competing.
Like, when it comes to the Astros, like, I don't know what they got to do, too. I mean, it's just like they're in this position where it's like they're either going to win or lose with what they have. They're not going to do too much more than this. But then at the same time, we thought that last year, and they got Jose Abreu, who ended up being a phenomenal acquisition for them. But what I want to point out, though, is that a lot of people are talking shit on this matchup that we got with the Rangers and the Dbacks.
Are they?
And they were saying... like they said, like the new seeding, and is bad for the teams that get the bye and all this shit. One thing I want to point out though is like the Rangers, for example, we were sitting here saying that, or it was actually proven that they were one of the best offenses in AL history at one point, like halfway through the year, and they were a wrecking ball. Like they were beating teams like 15-3. They were doing that on a nightly basis, and then on top of that, the Diamondbacks were second in the whole entire National League halfway through the year. Corbin Carroll was an MVP candidate right next to Acuna before Acuna whipped out his schlong, and the rest was history there. But you know what I mean? Like, this matchup isn't bad. It's just we had so much good teams this year, I think, that, yeah, the Diamondbacks won 84 games, but that's only because they went on a very, very big cold stretch. If they would have done what they were doing in the first half of the season, they're at like 97, 98, 99 wins, and we're suddenly believing in their run. But I think, like, for the Dodgers, like, you can't complain. Like, they got the bye, but it's like you can't come up with a game plan against the Diamondbacks. Like the Braves, you faced the Phillies last year. The Braves, you faced the Phillies last year, and you got to see them all this year. You couldn't come up with a game plan to beat them. You know, I think that says more about those teams. Like, you get to rest, which is important in baseball. You just did a 162-game season. Rest is important.
Oh.
No, he's good. But
damn. I mean, to rebuttal on that.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of like drives me nuts about this too, Saxby, think about it like this way, because at first everybody's saying, "Oh, the Diamondbacks are so bad." Yes, they had a cold stretch. Phillies and Diamondbacks, right? They literally ended up 3 games apart. And I know it's like, dude, like in retrospect, think about that. That could just be like a weekend of games that one team lost. So to act like they're so much worse than the other team, it's fucking 3 games out of 162.
Yeah, and
like,
we were all saying that the Phillies were gonna like go on and win the whole thing. Like, no matter where they finished this year, we were all like on the Phillies train. Like, they could have been the 84-win team, like the D-backs, and we would have still been like fucking Phillies, bitch. But
yeah, exactly. And dude, even with those games too, think about it. Like, those 3 games could have been double headers. You lost a doubleheader. You went 1 win, 1 loss, a normal doubleheader, and those 3 games kept you out of a playoff spot. Like, that's like, let's not act like this team's so. Oh my gosh, the Phillies are 10 times better than the Diamondbacks. It was 3 fucking games.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the Rangers and the Astros, of course, they're not going to have good records when the whole division, them two and the Mariners, were beating the shit out of each other all year long. Like, you know what I mean? So
I'll even say that with the AL East, like that's why it was so close.
But like the Orioles winning as many games as they did, you know, we didn't believe in them.
It's a testament.
Rightfully so. We didn't believe in them. We knew they weren't ready. And for people to say, "Oh, the bye, you know, affected all these teams." Well, we didn't believe in the Dodgers. We didn't believe in the Orioles. We knew the Braves would choke against the Phillies. We said that. We said the Braves would choke against the Phillies. And
absolutely,
Houston just proved that all that was bullshit because they won their matchup with the Twins.
Yep.
And the Twins had all the momentum in the world. Everyone was counting them out, and they won their They beat the Blue Jays, and they had the momentum.
And what's funny too is literally not only just the bye, but the reasons they lost the games were predictable. We literally said it. I will literally put up a clip. We said it. The Dodgers' main thing, I kept saying, starting pitching. They gave up 6 runs in the first inning, in the first game. It's like, literally, like, bro, we predicted this. Don't tell me it's a bye. You knew you didn't have the right pieces, and yet you're blaming it on something else. It's bullshit.
Alex is back. And then, you're telling me,
dropped.
right, like, if the... You know what's funny, though? I said that Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman would have an all-time... playoff, and they had an all-time worst playoff. They combined for like 1 hit.
It was
such a disappointment, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, Alex, did you have anything to add to the Rangers knocking off the Astros?
I pretty much got it all out. I mean, I don't like the Astros, plain and simple. It never will until they get their ring rescinded because Rob Manfred let them off with a slap on the hand, which is bullshit. But I'm happy for the Rangers, man. I'm happy to see a new team in the World Series. This is the first time since 2016 that the Dodgers or Astros have not been in the World Series. So I'm excited. So,
I'm here for that. It's like Wolfie said. It's the fucking parity in the league, man. I'm here for it.
It's so fun right now. It's so
and the
good
Rangers,
right now.
man. They did spend a lot of money, but all their money is tied into like 3 players. Like, this team is still very homegrown, and it's just beautiful to watch. Like, a lot of people didn't want to get Corey Seager because he was injury prone, or they didn't think he was going to be as good as he was with the Dodgers. A lot of people were like, "No way does Semien deserve that contract." Adolis Garcia gets dropped by the Cardinals, which we're still confused by. It's a beautiful
Cardinals
team.
Fumbled so many players.
Oh yeah,
I actually forgot that, to be honest.
Quick
We
shout
talked
out
about it the other night, but
not a shout out, but let's
that.
quick shit on the Cardinals, man. So they let a Rosarena go. They let Adolis Garcia go. They traded Zach Gallen. Traded Sandy Alcantara.
They kicked Molina out.
Yeah, kicked Molina, but they're gonna bring him back as a manager, I guess. That's a big.
Because they realized they fucked up.
A big fucking rumor. Wilson Contreras, they signed him to be their catcher, and they made him a DH like a week into the season.
That was crazy. That was actually like legitimately like weird. I can't even believe they did that.
Oh, and Lane Thomas, don't forget that. Lane Thomas, the guy that had a huge season for the Nationals.
Killing it with the
year.
Nationals.
We got him for John Lester. So
really?
John Lester, bro, in his last
I love Lane
80-year-old
Thomas.
Johnny Lester.
Yo, shout out to Lane Thomas because I went to 2 games this year where the Mets played the Nationals, and every time I sat in left field or right field where Lane Thomas was, and he was so cool with the crowd. Like every time we shouted his name or like asked for a ball, he either threw it or would wave to us. And he also fucking killed us each game. So, yo, shout out to Lane Thomas.
Hell yeah, man. Nationals should get a lot for him. I hope we do trade him. Well, I'll
take him. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, like, I'm not saying I hope we trade him. Like, yeah, fuck that guy. But I hope we trade him because his worth has to be up there. But yeah, Rangers knock off Astros. On the other end, the Diamondbacks pull off the big fucking upset. I will leave this to the 2 guys wearing the Diamondback hats, because I think I got off my chest what I wanted to say about the Phillies way earlier in the episode. So you guys can take the torch here.
I mean, the pitching was just phenomenal in the last 2 games to hold the Phillies lineup to what, 3 runs in two games at home. That's incredible. Brandon Pfaadt coming out and Pfaadt, I don't know, however you say it.
What? Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon Fat.
Yo, yeah, I think that is actually how you say it.
Hey, I told you.
To be honest, yo,
I'm glad.
Shout out to Sachs. He called that, dude.
He
Bro,
really
I
did.
said it, bro. Like, yeah, he was like a big old goofball in the regular season. Couldn't get it done. 7 ERA, whatever the fuck. But
he had a good second half.
Yeah,
he had a
man.
good second half.
He was their top. Like, he was their top prospect. Like last year.
Yeah.
Before they like drafted these guys and shit. So I'm here for it, man.
Yo, Kevin Ginkel coming in and getting those 5 outs in the 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th was absolutely massive. With the heart of the order up, he struck out. It was like Schwarber, Turner, Harper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that was huge.
He went nuts.
Dude, Paul Sewald went off. Yo, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Fat.
Oh yeah.
Ginkel, you had Gurriel, Monero, you had Corbin. I mean, like, dude, that whole team, Christian Walker, like, everybody was. Perdomo even laid down. Perdomo. I loved what they did, bro. No outs, runner on first. Perdomo, sack bunt. Guy goes to second. Base hit, Corbin. He's on first. Bang. Steal to second. Another base hit. Scores. Like, bro, I'm so happy to see that they were doing some small ball.
Exactly.
Like, that literally made me... I told you guys in the chat, I was like, thank God someone's doing it. Because I like home runs too, which they also have done. But, like, sometimes you just got... Bro, they needed the lead. Not only did they tie it, they got the lead doing that shit. Like, they scored 2 runs. Like, good shit, Diamondbacks.
Dude,
I love it.
I absolutely love small ball. And nothing makes me happier than manufacturing runs, baby.
I want to shout out their general manager for making the move that they made where they traded Dalton Varsho to the Toronto Blue Jays.
For Moreno, right? For Gabe Moreno?
Moreno and Gurriel.
Yeah.
And Lourdes. Yeah.
Lourdes.
And I said it at the end of the first series. I said, I think it's huge for... It's funny. We were treating the D-backs like, yeah, man, it's so good to see them doing good. They're going to get cracked right here. And then, the future's great for them because Gabe Moreno and Corbin Carroll are playing like they've, like, done this shit before,
dude,
which I love.
Seasoned vets.
Yo, and Corbin's literally getting paid $13.5 million a year for the next 10, 11 years, 7, whatever.
That's
I think
crazy.
It's 10 years, right?
Love it. He basically just said, like, shove your brotherly love right up your ass.
Yeah. Yep.
By the way, everyone was
it's
counting
7
out
for
after
11-17. So yeah,
they got blown out the first 2 games, and everyone was like, "Oh, Phillies got this. Like Phillies sweep, Phillies in 5, blah blah blah." It's awesome to see the Diamondbacks and not even like win, but like come back and win in those games.
But this is what I'm saying though. Like what we saw from the Phillies in those last 2 games is how I see the Phillies when they don't have their magic behind them. Because I said it all year. I said it all last year. This Phillies team is not that good. It's just brotherly love, brother. You know?
Oh yeah, dude, it's a hot streak.
Because like they don't have the starting pitching beyond Zach Wheeler and Nola, but even Nola was like sketchy as fuck. And then, you know, they're hitting. There's a lot of swing and miss in their game. I think Ricky was the one that said that. Like, they have a lot of swing and miss in their game when they're not clicking. Because you got Schwarber hacking at everything, Harper hacking at everything, Castellanos hacking at everything. Real Muto ain't, like, an electric hitter by any means. And Trey Turner is, like, you know, like, he's great.
Bro, not to mention, their bullpen absolutely
Told
sucked.
you.
That's what I'm saying.
Alex, I'm so glad you brought that up because I want to prove why you knew their bullpen sucked. It's game 7. Not only did you give up a 2-1 lead, Zach Wheeler gave up 4 runs. Bro, this is the playoffs. 4 runs is a lot. And guess what? He went back out for another inning. Bro, Scherzer gave up 2 when they pulled him. Zach gave up 4, and they sent him back out in a game 7. Are you kidding me? I understand he didn't give up much more. I get it. He was doing okay, so you can say, well, it worked. But, bro, we're talking about, after the 3rd run, he probably should have got taken out.
Yeah.
We're talking 4 runs, and you sent him back out? Like, that's crazy in a game 7 situation. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's crazy. 2 runs in
dude.
5 innings, your guy's getting pulled, in my opinion.
In a win-or-go-home game, like, you gotta, if the dude's not hot, you just gotta...
Yeah, and like you said, it wasn't a bad performance, but dude, it's a game 7. We don't need decent. We need 2 runs, you're out. Two, even like I said, the 3rd run, 100% you're out. 4, and you're going back.
And for them to score 3 runs in the last 2 games as well, you know, people could say they're pitching, whatever, but it's like the hitters have to hit at the end of the day, too.
Yeah, dude, they went, it was Schwarber, Harper, and Turner went a combined 1 for 20 in game 6 and 7. And Castellanos didn't get a hit either. Castellanos didn't get a hit since the first at-bat of the series. Like, that's insane. That's bad, bro. That's so bad.
God, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, going to get that Cancun
as a
ring.
Mets fan,
comes out and hits a homer in the first at-bat and then just blanks the whole series.
Yeah. Done. Bro, as a Mets fan, seeing the Phillies and Braves choke so bad makes me so happy. Oh my god, I'm so happy, dude. They did, because I even said, not as much with the Phillies because I understand Game 7, but I literally said it before the playoffs start. I said if the Braves do not go to the World Series this year, they are chokers. I am so tired of hearing about them beating the NL East every year, cakewalking in. Oh, MVP Acuna. Yo, you guys got bounced. And same thing with Philly. You went to the World Series last year. Now you didn't make it. You're regressing. Like, I'm so sick of, like, hearing about these teams, bro. Like, yo, win it all, like, or nothing. Like, I don't give a shit if you won 100 in the regular season.
I kind of see what you're saying with the Braves, but at the same time, like, they did win it all in 2021, and, like, you can't just discredit that. And I know you're not discrediting that, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I necessarily count them as a failure. It's just Philly's got their number, apparently.
It's more of like
2 years
attitude,
in a row.
I guess. It's more of like back-to-back years of winning the division with 100 wins, and you don't
like, oh, we're better than you, we're better than everyone. Like, no, you're not, obviously.
And
I just feel like, oh man, to think about it, even with the Phillies, like, bro, they lost to a team that had like 13 to 14 less wins overall than them. Like, that's pretty big, dude. I even said with the Phillies and Braves, it's 3 games. Bro, we're talking about 14 games. Like, that's a big
remember the 06 Cardinals? They won 83 games and they won the World Series that year.
Fucking crazy, bro. It's crazy.
It's like it's literally coming full circle.
Like, bro, I'm telling you, I know it is crazy. I'll say that.
Oh man, and the thing with the Braves,
that's
like,
baseball
this is crazy,
season.
Bro, because the Braves are looking. It's so reminiscent to the '90s Atlanta Braves. Like, they have all the talent in the world. But you just know they're not going to get it done.
You can even argue the early 2000s and just 2000s in general. Like, anytime they win the division, they don't usually go much farther. It's kind of weird.
Have to win. They have to win at least one more. Otherwise, it's a massive failure.
Yeah.
Like, they have to.
Please.
And, I mean, I'll give them a couple of years, but once they start losing their guys, like, they got them all. The good thing is they got them all locked up for
It's crazy because we're gonna watch the Braves choke for like the next 6 years.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's how much time. That's how much time they got left. Is like they have like a 7-8 year, 10-year window.
It's like 6. 6 confirmed, which I hate to say, but it's.
But
true.
a most
it's
likely
like,
10.
You got them there. And then they're gonna do it all over again. Pay guys $100 million for fucking 10 years.
Yeah, like they're gonna get like literally like they're gonna like the next coming of Jesus is gonna come. He's gonna decide to play baseball, and they're gonna sign him like 15 years, $5 million per.
Saudi Arabia, if you want to go out and take some players, please, for the love of God, go sign Acuna for $1 billion. Just get them the fuck out of my division. Like that, I am okay with that. That changes my whole philosophy.
That's funny, but moving on, the World Series now. So we get the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks to cap off this wild, amazing season. I love it because I think the Rangers and the Dbacks, they've rebuilt the same. If you've noticed, they have a really good team on the field now, and they also have people still in the minors coming up. So the Rangers, they got Wyatt Langford. They got Leiter. So they got Wyatt Langford. They got Leiter. They still got DeGrom coming next year, but he's not the young player that I'm even talking about. The Diamondbacks, they got Jordan Lawler. They got Drew Jones still coming up. They got a whole bunch of stuff. But right now, they're in the World Series, which has to be great if you're a fan of each. I know exactly what you're reacting to, Wolfie. It's great right now. It's great right now if you're a Texas Ranger or an Arizona Diamondbacks fan, because even if you lose this World Series, it's not like it's over. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I got the Rangers in like 4 or 5. I don't know. The Diamondbacks have been surprising. You know, they could fuck around and win this whole thing. Like, we get random World Series champions all the time. The Nationals, the Marlins, the Dbacks did it in 2001. Well, they were really good in 2001. But like,
crazy you say the Marlins, bro. They've never won the division, and they have 2 World Series wins.
Yeah, they've never won their division.
Just random fact. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, even just think about the Diamondbacks though. In 2003, they faced the fucking Yankees, who were stacked, and
2001?
2001.
I'm sorry, 2001. Actually, that literally makes it even more. 2001, after a fucking dynasty and won as a new team. So it acts like they can't do it again. Like, bro, we've seen them do it already.
And I mean, come on, Zach Gallen, like, he helped Phillies fans to their spring training tickets. Like, that's so fucking gangster. I'm fucking here for it.
Yep. I want to say one thing, too. Not only just, like, how cool they are, but I want to say one thing about both teams. I am not a big fan of this, like, it's not necessarily, like, people like us or Twitter users or, like, fun baseball fans, but, like, the mainstream media, like Chris Russo top guys. For some reason, everybody's hating the Diamondbacks and Rangers series. They're like, oh, the worst rated World Series we're going to ever have. It's like, yo, as a baseball fan, I gotta admit, I'm actually super excited to see both of these teams.
I was kind of gonna be like,
dude,
I was gonna be disgusted if it was like Astros Braves or like Astros Phillies.
Yo, Astros Phillies, like, bro, I would have been so pissed. Like, I'm actually super excited.
If it was like fucking Orioles and Dodgers or Orioles and Braves, like, I wasn't here for any of that shit, dude. Like,
no,
bro,
no, man, not yet, not yet on the Orioles.
I would have loved to see Baltimore, man. Imagine Baltimore versus Arizona. That's new.
But
that
Alex,
would be the worst rated.
I remember. No, not even worst rated. No, because I remember me and Alex actually had this conversation at the time that I actually wanted that, and you were like, "Oh, I want the Rangers." You literally called the Rangers. I'll throw that out there again. But I'm fine with it being the Rangers too. Like, this is fun.
They
man.
have
the Rangers, man.
They have a fucking team, man. And that was the thing, because it was like we were sitting here trying to like judge them, and it was like, but they're the Rangers, though. You know, they're the fucking. Yep. They've never won anything before, so what says that their luck is just going to be good this year? But here they are. The biggest thing, though, and we have to shout it out. I think he's the new Terry Francona, because shout out Terry Francona. He's retiring. He's not my dad anymore. But Bruce Bochy, Papa Bruce.
Bruce Bochy, baby.
Papa Bruce. 3 World Series appearances with 3 different fucking teams across like 4 different fucking decades.
I love that so much for him.
Bro, and he managed such like an old school manager. I literally just talked shit about the Phillies leaving Zach Wheeler in for 4 earned runs. He literally sent Scherzer back out after he gave up fucking 5. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. He's like, I'm saving my bullpen, and they still fucking won.
And then they got.
And he put him up for Game 7.
Yeah, and then he put him up for Game 7 and pulls him after 2 innings. Like it was.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you know what? Fuck that. I ain't taking no fucking chances.
No, seriously.
And it's
like,
crazy
dude,
because he was the manager for the Giants when the Giants upset the Rangers, and now he's coming back on the Rangers to fucking help them win their first World Series. This is great. I fucking love baseball, and I love Bruce Bochy, and Corey Seager's a fucking all-time postseason player. And, you know, they got a whole stacked lineup. Their pitching is great. I mean, we didn't even think Aroldis Chapman was going to be a major character in the script, bro, but here he is.
About to win another damn World Series. Bro.
And you know what's crazy, too, though, is that, like, everything he did from, all right, Scherzer gave up 2 runs. I'm pulling him. Didn't risk it. Like I said, smart management.
Didn't risk it at all.
But also, with Jordan Montgomery, he was like, I don't give a shit if I have Max Scherzer. I don't give a shit if I have every other guy I've used all year. Evaldi. I just got Jordan Montgomery.
He's like, I got Jordan Montgomery. Bang, bang. Like, who the fuck?
Bro, first game, he's like, I don't give a shit if we just got him. He's our first game because he is our best pitcher right now. And that's what you're supposed to do. I don't care if it's your ace. You pitch the best. Yo,
absolutely.
The Diamondbacks did it. I even said to you guys, I was like, wow, why is Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly not starting Game 1? And you guys even said, not only is he good, but, like, that's the best guy right now because he was having a great second half. These managers didn't hesitate. They didn't go with the names. They didn't go with the contracts. Like, Clayton Kershaw should probably not have started Game 1, let's be honest. Yeah. It's just, these guys didn't mess around. They're like, you know what? This is our hot guy right now. Boom, he's in. And it worked.
And it's crazy because...
That's how it's got to be. I mean...
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Zach.
No, I didn't mean
to... No, you're good. You're good.
No, man, no.
No, you go.
No, you go. You fucking go.
You go.
You fucking go.
Muted myself.
No, but yeah, I'll go. I mean, I was just gonna say again, like
I'll go. Okay.
The Rangers just drafted Wyatt Langford. The D-backs just drafted Drew Jones. Like, this is 2 like teams that are gonna be around here, especially if the Padres don't figure their shit out and the Dodgers kind of tail off now. Because I mean, Urias, he's fuck that guy, Julio Urias, right? So
Kershaw's not what he was.
He's done.
They're getting Buehler back, but
yeah, but I mean they're getting Buehler and Freeman back, but
so
I don't know if those.
It's hard to count them out, but
yeah.
Buehler though, he's been hurt the last couple of years, so we don't really know what's going on with him.
Yeah. So I mean, when it comes to these teams, man, I'm fucking here for it. I think this is gonna be like, I really feel like this postseason was some great fucking shit, dude. Like, both of our championship series went to a Game 7 when there hasn't been a Game 7 since what? They said 2019 or 2017 or some shit like that. Like, we haven't had game.
It was almost scripted.
2019 was the last time we had a Game 7 series, bro. So I'm here for it, man. And I think Texas,
absolutely,
they're gonna be amped out there in Texas. They're gonna be amped out there in Arizona. We're gonna get some good pitching matchups. You know, Zach Gallen versus Jordan Montgomery, I think is gonna be.
That's
going to be beautiful.
That's going to be great, dude.
And Texas, man, I really hope Texas gets it done. I'm here for it. They got a lot of names there, and it would be a big thing if they can just shut up all the haters that were like, oh, why would you spend the money on DeGrom and Seager and, you know, all that. Fuck it. DeGrom didn't pitch in the postseason, but hey, it worked.
Yeah. No, you're right, bro. Even Scherzer really missed the first series too, and it still worked.
Max Scherzer out there. Max Scherzer is the epitome of the guy that is on the group project and gets an A, but he didn't really contribute much to anything. Because, like, bro, you see how hard he's celebrating in their like celebrations. He's like out there just like screaming and shirtless and just fucking.
He showed up to the presentation, but he literally had no contribution.
He's like, my name. Literally, his contribution was, "My name is Max Scherzer."
Yeah, and then he literally went to the back of the fucking 4-man group.
Right, like, you guys got this. I'm gonna let the
poor
kiddos
Max,
get all
man.
like,
he's a competitor though. Like anyone would love to
and
have
that
him
was
on
what
a
I'm
team.
saying.
Like,
Bruce Bochy's a G because no manager in the history of this league has ever been able to sit fucking Max Scherzer down like the way Bruce Bochy did. Like I can imagine how it went. Like Max Scherzer finally pitches his second inning, and Bruce Bochy's like, "Yeah, you're done." Max Scherzer's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Bruce Bochy's like, "Sit your bitch ass down. I said you're done." Like,
Yo, even Jordan Montgomery in that first game, he literally did not want to come out. He actually tried to argue, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
right, Bruce Bochy's like, "You ain't telling me."
He's like, "You give up 1 runs in 7. I don't give a fuck. Get out of here." Like,
because we get all those stories of Max Scherzer like almost getting pulled early and telling his like fucking manager to fuck off or some shit. Like, don't even step out here. Don't even like look at me. But nah, Bruce Bochy's a gangster. That he proved it with that.
He's a G.
You imagine Bochy comes back 1 year, wins the World Series, and retires. It's just...
it's his first year too. That's crazy to think, but yo, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, man. So you guys have any other thoughts? So what's your guys' prediction? I got Rangers in 5.
I'm gonna say my head says Texas, but my heart says Arizona. I'm gonna be okay with whatever team wins, but ultimately I think I've rode with Texas this long, so I'm gonna stick with Texas.
Okay.
As weird as it sounds,
Texas and I'm gonna say it's gonna go 7 games. I think Arizona's pitching is gonna keep them in this series.
I think they're gonna run out of gas with their pitching because now we're talking about. Like they just,
I don't know, man. I mean,
they threw everything.
I feel like
at the Phillies,
I was just as scared of the Phillies offense than as the Texas offense.
I think
Rangers are home for most of the games, right?
And I think Texas, like their offense is way better than Phillies. I think the Dbacks are going to run out of steam by the end of the series.
I mean, yeah. How long did Texas lead the league in like total runs scored or run differential? Like
a very
they were just killer this year.
Yeah, fuck. Chase, buy me a fucking soda. No, you know what it is? Actually, now that you just said it. All right, so like I want Arizona to win, and I almost said maybe I can see Texas taking it in 5. But you know what's weird? I actually, just because of the way the postseason has gone, I can see each team winning every away game, which would make Arizona win in 7.
Bro, could you imagine it happens 2 series in a row?
No, it's enough of that.
That's what I'm just saying.
God.
That Arizona in 7. And each team's going to win the away games.
No, I think
Put it on FanDuel right now.
I think Texas is going to come out and win the first 2. I think the Diamondbacks are going to like walk off and give us some hope game 3, and then I think Texas wins the next 2 and takes it in Arizona.
All right, I'll say this then as my counter. They're all going to win each home game, or they're all going to win each away game. It's not going to be vice versa.
That would be spooky. If Diamondbacks have a 3-2 lead going into Texas, woof.
All right, so that's my prediction.
I can see Arizona coming out and forcing a split in Texas the first 2 games.
I can't wait to watch this, though.
This is going to be fun.
This is the most excited I've been for a World Series that has nothing to do with New York in so long.
Well, because last year was like the Astros and the Phillies. It's like, you know, the year before that, it was the Braves and the Astros.
Dude, as a National League East fan, I hated the last, 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Nationals fan, but I can see why people would have seen, the Astros and been like, you know?
The Nationals was actually the last exciting one I watched because I was so into Gerardo Parra and Baby Shark.
Bro, Kendrick. Let's go.
So, yeah, to conclude the episode, rank your favorite 3 World Series matchups of all time. Number 1... I'm going Nationals versus Astros because, just like Wolfie said, I can't believe that the Nationals even won that championship. But 2, we did it behind fucking Baby Shark. That's still fucking amazing to me. Every road team won in that series, which is crazy that we got that replication this year. Just all the players that got rings: Strasburg, Scherzer, Trey Turner, Juan Soto, all those good guys. But my second. I don't like the Cardinals, but that Cardinals-Rangers series in 2011 was fucking off the wall. I think that series right there was gangster.
Fucking Nelson Cruz.
I know, bro. I know. Sad.
Dude, if they just had a competent right fielder in right field, Texas wins that series in 6.
Yeah, bro. It's Neftali Feliz is one of my favorite closers of all time for some reason. I don't know why. But I really wanted him to win a ring there too. And just everything like Josh Hamilton, Nelson Cruz,
fucking
CJ Wilson, they had a bunch of just shit, But Third, I'm gonna go. I think the Yankees Phillies, 2009.
Fuck.
Like,
yo, that's my third one.
I
Actually,
just-
yeah, that's
it was
actually my
just-
third one.
when
was
I was
crazy.
growing up watching baseball and my family was heavy Yankees fans, it was just great to be a part of. But at the same time, seeing Alex Rodriguez cry getting his only ring was fucking huge. They had so many names, like Hideki Matsui winning the World Series MVP was fucking insane. But my biggest funniest thing was like their pitching. Like they had like AJ Burnett, CC Sabathia, like they were just doing whatever out there. Andy Pettit, man, like it was a blast. Like that team was definitely a blast. And I'm here, Mark Teixeira, Cano, Jeter. You know, it was Nick fucking Swisher. You know, like
Nick
it was
Swisher, Dad.
It was a time.
Man.
It was a vibe. So those are my three.
I guess I can go. So number one for me, it's never going to change. It's always going to be Cubs versus Indians in 2016, or
That's my
Guardians.
second, actually.
The then Indians. They were the Indians at the time. I mean, you got a 108-year streak versus the Indians hadn't what? It's been like it was 50 some years or whatever for them. Guys like Bryant, fucking Rizzo, Schwarber. Just that series was so exciting, man. And the
I
fact
agree.
that it was a streak ender for whatever team won, and that game 7 was insane. I mean, with the rain delay and the big comeback for the Indians and Chapman blowing the lead in the 8th for the fucking Rajay Davis. Oh man, what a series that was.
Yeah, especially like that
second,
game 7 was insane. Like the rain delay coming back and the Cubs just knocking the Sonic rings out of the fucking Guardians.
Man. And they almost blew it in the bottom of the 10th too. It was crazy. They gave up a run, and I was so fucking like on the edge of my seat.
That was like the last
cried.
time Chris
I cried.
Bryant was relevant. Was
Dude,
that throw
honestly.
from third to first?
Oh man.
Yep.
My number 2, it's the same as you actually. It's the Cardinals Rangers, 2011. That series was just exciting.
Fucking
as
love
hell.
that series, man.
Yeah,
I
I
hate that the
fucking hate
Cardinals
the
won.
Cardinals.
That was just peak baseball.
Me too.
That was peak
Oh yeah,
fucking
David
baseball.
Freese of all people being the hero in Game 6, like that's crazy. Down to their last strike twice. Like, and then my number 3 is actually Dodgers and Astros in 2017. Just the star power in that series alone was crazy.
That's actually, I'll give you that. That's a solid pick, actually.
And the Game 5, one of the best postseason baseball games that I've seen. Like that game was insane. And obviously, like I've loved Kershaw his whole career, so I was rooting for the Dodgers, but obviously the scandal and everything kind of ruined that whole that thing. But at the time, that was such a fun series.
That Astros Dodgers series was insane.
Yep, I completely agree. And you know what? It's funny. I don't even need to repeat much. There's only one different ones I have from the one you guys said. So I probably it's a little interchangeable. I probably would put the Yankees and Phillies 1/3. You already brought it up, Sax. I thought that was a good one. The problem is with a lot of the last like 15 World Series, it's a lot of teams on the NL that I can't root for. Like I'm not a Braves fan, I'm not a Phillies fan, I'm not a Cardinals fan.
Nationals.
So like there's so
Dodgers.
bro. I like that's like the. By the way, I just want to throw it out there. The Nationals is my honorable mention for 4th. I actually was pulling for the Nationals.
My honorable mention is the Diamondbacks Yankees because that was a fucking hilarious series.
Yeah. So and even that though, but I was a little young, so that's why it's hard for me to put it there. So Phillies Yankees is probably my 3rd, if not 2nd. My 2nd would probably actually be that Cubs one. I wasn't not rooting for the Cubs. I was more rooting for the Cleveland. I mean, at the time, Cleveland Indians. I was more rooting for them, Guardians. But I actually was okay with the Cubs winning it. It was kind of like interchangeable. But we had that Cubs series before, so you can understand it was like a little rivalry area and all that.
Yeah.
But I was okay with that. I actually really loved that series. The first one, though, I'll admit, even though it's a loss, and you guys are going to be like, how is that even possible? A loss is your favorite. But it's my 2015 Mets, because that's the only time I've ever really saw them in the World Series.
That's fair.
Like, 2000, I was 6. Like, I don't remember that shit. So like to see them finally in the World Series.
You probably wouldn't want to remember that either. Like a loss to the Yankees as a
Yeah,
Mets
I
fan,
know. That's what I'm
sucks.
saying. So like I know it's a Royals win, but and even just that being said, it's almost actually okay that the Royals won. If it was like a Yankee win, like you just said,
I'm not.
Any other team, I was actually okay with the Royals winning.
I disagree with you, Wolf. I feel like,
dude,
you know how I feel.
I love
feel
that
like
the
Royals
Royals won,
winning
man.
was just such a fucking disgrace. Because like, look at them now. You know what I mean? Like, look at them ever since winning.
No, I know, but you gotta remember they also just missed it the year before, so it wasn't like out of nowhere.
Oh no,
it was
yeah,
like they
for sure.
just missed it. They won it. Good for them. They never win it. So you know what? Fuck us.
That's what I'm saying. I love
Plus, also at the time,
the random.
You gotta remember,
moments,
dude.
man.
Look at our roster. Our roster, bro. We shouldn't even have been there. I know we had Cespedes.
It should have
Murphy
been the
went off.
Cubs.
We had fucking Lucas Duda at first base.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Daniel Murphy.
People want to shit.
Went Super Saiyan.
My bad. People want to shit on like this Texas Diamondbacks matchup, and like they literally forget that the fucking Mets and Royals happened with no crazy wild card.
Yeah.
Like no crazy like the 6 seeds whatever.
So that's.
I'm sorry. I hated that the Royals like got away with a World Series with the talent that they had. It was just so random.
I love it, man.
It was it was like the Marlins winning back in the day. The Royals, if the Diamondbacks win this one, we're throwing them in there because it's just fucking random and what the fuck. But listen, man.
That's why baseball is so great, though. I mean,
baseball
is
is a beautiful, beautiful
it's never
fucking
guaranteed.
sport, bro.
Exactly.
Yep.
So with that being
Playoff
said,
baseball, there's nothing better.
Absolutely. Playoff baseball. Alex couldn't have said it any better. There's nothing better. And we wish everyone watching that you guys have a fun time while watching because this is fucking peak baseball. The season has been great. Season has been some good shit. Rob Manfred cooking with the rule changes. They look good. Looks like, this season's going to end off the way it should with a very, booming World Series. And we're going to be back right after the World Series. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, sell your souls, get on the train or get the train run on you. We're going to be here and we're going to be here in the off season. So with that being said, have a good day or night. Have a good something. Peace.
Peace out.